there's a lot of guys that will have an important work week because we're not. I mean, if you are negatively affecting the football team routinely, I don't have a choice but to assess a different player, and I have to coach a lot better as well. So we're going to find out who and what we're made of.
They've lost culture.
What's on my mind? You know I've always loved you all this time. But you gotta understand the seasons of our lives. We haven't always seen things eye to eye. You know we can't go on living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. I got a feeling, you know what's on my mind. You know I never left it undefined. Think you understand that we cannot rewind. Our future could be redesigned. You know we can't go on living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on.
Currently, it's selling in Europe. It's Pergovirus. Pergovirus. And that's a sound nice name. Pergovirus. Why can't you name them nice, simple names? Nice, easy names. Doesn't matter.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATB with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time.
Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Yes, welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, the only show that is hosted by your 2,000 men, you know, whose wives still respect them, even though we really misuse her and are having an affair with a random computer. I'm Christian Bladt. Over there is the one, the only, the great EZ, Eric Zane. Hello, sir.
Hello, young man. Good to see you as always.
Great to see you, as is always the case. We are going to dive right into this week's show. We're going to start talking about the untimely passing of one of our favorite subjects over the few years we've been doing the show, Ace Frehley of Kiss. He passed away last week. And when you're going to talk about the untimely demise of a rock and roll Hall of Famer, and it's this show, there's only one person you can have on. Let's welcome back the great Don Jamieson, whose latest special, No Sleep Till McSorley's, is available on his YouTube. And it's also an album from Metal Blade Records. Don, how are you?
Doing all right, gentlemen. Thanks for having me back, and I appreciate you saying the only guest to have on was me, even though you tried to get Eddie Trunk and Craig Guest before me, but that's all right.
Well, when I reached out to Craig, I don't think I realized that the Mariners were going to go to Game 7, which was last night. So I didn't follow up with Craig because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna feel like that's a no. And Carl Heberger, Heberger, untimely. I mean, listen, he's Ace seemed unstoppable, and you know there are some who would say like, wow, he was the first to go.
No, it was untimely. Yeah. Carl's an idiot. The guy fell and hit his head. He was in the best health he's been in years.
That's right. Yes. I found it to be untimely. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I don't even know how this ended up on the screen. Calvert Crossland. Shut the fuck up, Carl. You had nothing here. And this is your channel, allegedly. Look, I don't know why Easy put that up on the screen.
I did not. My hands were on here, you idiot. You did.
Well, then I guess Don did it.
No, it wasn't
and
Don.
If Beef Drippins is going to say, "Oh, hey Don," we'll go ahead and get that in there. Anyway, so Don, I know that you posted a video where you told a great story about hanging out with Ace, and I think that's actually the perfect place for us to start.
You want me to tell the story?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Great. As your third choice, let me share this story with you.
By the way, I can't even get to Eddie Trunk, so you're firmly my second choice.
We want you to know. We're going to read your mind about the story. Yes, we want you to tell the
story.
No,
he's wondering like, was I just going to show his video? Which which I could have, but I think that people want to hear you tell the story on this channel.
And you know what I'll do, just as a bonus, I will tell the part 2 of the story as well, which I didn't tell on the Instagram. So Eddie Trunk doing his 40th anniversary in radio party in Las Vegas. And the night before the big event, a bunch of the people involved were all having dinner at the Bootlegger Bistro, great restaurant out there. And sitting at my table was none other than Ace Frehley. Now, obviously, I've been around Ace a bunch of times through Eddie backstage at shows. On that metal show, of course, he came on a few times. So we're all sitting talking, having a nice dinner. Everything's going good. And Ace just looks across the table at me and he goes, "Who are you again?" And he goes, I know you, but I go, don't worry about it. Ace. You know, we know Ace has, some party days under his belt, so I don't take it personally. I go, yeah, Don Jamieson. I did that metal show with Eddie, and you've done my podcast a few times. And he goes, the comedian, right, all right, I'm sorry. I go, don't worry about it. So we're finishing dinner up, and he wants to go back to the hotel. So he tells his girlfriend, he goes, call an Uber. So she goes, Ace, 15 minutes. Without missing a beat, he turns from her and looks right at me, and he goes, you and me, joke off.
Joke off. Oh no.
And go. I instantly turned 12 years old looking at this album for the first time again, because I would never thought at 12 years old playing this record for the first time that I would be in the middle of a restaurant in Las Vegas trading street jokes back and forth with Ace Frehley.
Oh my God.
And he's kicking my ass.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because Ace knows a million street jokes. And we finally get to the end, and I was like, okay, I got one that I use in my act. I know he'll love this one because it's about him. So I go, Ace, wait, before you go. I go, one more. I go, remember Jean used to date Cher back in the 70s. Well, what you probably don't know is she wrote that song, If I Could Turn Back Time, about dating Gene Simmons. And the original title was, If I Could Turn Back Time, I Would Have Fucked Ace Frehley instead. Now, I appreciate you guys laughing at that.
Yeah.
Ace did not laugh at all.
He didn't laugh.
I'm waiting for that crazy Ace.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least I'm going to go out on the high note, George Costanza,
yeah.
He just looks at me and he goes, of course she would have.
Oh,
Out of the restaurant. And I'm like, that's a rock star. I mean, you can't, that's the only way Ace really should have reacted,
Yeah, no, definitely. And by the way, in the chat, Beamid says, "You sure he didn't say jerk off?" No, he said Ace Frehley, not Vinnie Vincent. All right. So sometimes we go a little deep for the Kiss Army.
Yeah. Let me. So speaking of Vinnie Vincent, let me transition into my next part of the story. Eric's just like,
no, because he must have changed his gender.
Not officially, but
okay.
I'll bring up some pictures at one point.
I don't, I've heard that name, Vinnie Vincent, but I don't. Is that he used to be in the band?
Yeah, he basically replaced Ace, but then
he did.
They pretended Ace was still in the band for marketing. Actually, the shirt that I have on, Ace is not on this album. Vinnie Vincent is, but they put Ace in the video because they'd already lost Peter, and they're like, man, people aren't going to be able to handle two members of Kiss leaving, on the same record. So anyway, yes, transition into your joke, Don.
No, I mean, Eric, listen, it's just a much a mystery to even the most hardcore Kiss fans what's going on with Vinnie. Even the Biden administration couldn't figure out what gender he was going for. So. Anyway, so that was in December. I see him again in February. Actually, Valentine's Day. John 5 is playing in New York City. My girlfriend and I go to the show. John is nice enough to hook us up. He says, come backstage after the show. Well, he mentions during the show that Ace is in the house. So when we go backstage, there's Ace and his girlfriend, and they're hanging out. And I walk in the room, and he looks at me, and he goes, "What's up, motherfucker?" And I'm like, here we go. Now I get some redemption here, right? Ace remembers me now. This is okay. And my girlfriend's with me, so I look like a big shot, right? He shakes my hand, and I go, yeah, it's great to see you again. And his girlfriend goes, yeah, man, that was such a fun night having dinner in Vegas. And Ace looks at her and goes, we had dinner with him in Vegas? So it never ends.
Yeah. Oh God, that's outstanding.
Look, I think Ace had people around him who remembered all the details. That was the way to go. And just to sort of follow up, this is the side by side of that is Vinnie Vincent from when he was in the band. The worst makeup anybody could possibly put on is the Ankh Warrior, and that is someone who identifies as
Ileana Douglas from Cape Fear.
Yeah. So that's to fill in the details. And Beef Drippins asked, "What's Kiss?" The Prince song, basically. But wanted to make sure that everybody knew that. So you're talking about how Ace knew so many street jokes, and he would share them at the drop of a hat, including in our first clip, which is a rare outtake from the recording of Kiss's MTV Unplugged. And there's a version where it's because they have to do the song a few times for TV and they're filling time. So Ace has been back on stage with these guys after 15 years for one song. And then he's like, all right, well, at least I've got a joke to tell.
What do you call a lesbian in Alaska? A Klondike.
Wait. Come on. Put that clip back on. Listen to the response.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
Everybody was.
Keep listening, Easy. They're so excited to have that Ace back, the one that told that joke.
Oh yes, yeah. Make fun of the gays, Ace.
And then they went into Beth, and then everybody was like, "Oh, well, can Ace tell more jokes?" But in any case, Ace was always there with with a great story at the drop of a hat. This is one where he's speaking with a host named Lindsay Parker, and she asks a great question that I think a lot of people in the Kiss Army have been asking for almost 50 years. What was Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park about? That's a TV movie that they did, and that's all you need to know.
Plot of Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park as best as you can.
I have no idea what that movie's about. I know there were 4 alternative Kiss robots that this evil scientist, and that was shot at Magic Mountain, incidentally. And he had a secret workshop there. I mean, I was loaded through half of the movie, so I didn't even know what was going on half the time. But luckily I had cue cards, and I was pretty good at hiding. I didn't drink too much when I knew I had a important scene. One of the guys on the set was a cocaine dealer. I'm not going to mention any names. Okay. But he used to keep cocaine in his hat and come to my trailer. I'm not going to lie, because I've been sober 12 years. We're only as sick as our secret.
So what I like about that is it's like, okay, it's a decent story, but if you let him talk, he'll be like, yeah, and then this guy kept cocaine in his hat. So
now we know Peter Criss kept cocaine in his hat.
Yeah.
There has never been a more poorly matched voice with a rock star in the history of anything than Ace Frehley. He sounds like the guy who owns the bar on The Simpsons.
Mo.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, is that Mo?
That's Mo. Yeah. No. Lenny is
Mo.
one of the barflies.
Mo owns the bar. He sounds like Mo Sislak.
Carl has lost all respect for you that you confused Mo and Lenny.
Oh, well.
But that's
he was more like Lenny as a bar patron, but more like Mo with the vocal. Yeah,
right.
He was the one who invested in the bar, so he had somewhere to go drink. And the way his voice sounds is going to factor into a clip that you sent me, Easy. But before we get over there, I want to talk about how Ace was always a pretty good sport about whatever you wanted to throw at him. He was on the Howard Stern show promoting a movie that I had no idea he was in, but they brought in show regular Sal Governale to meet Ace.
I'm going to say a quick hello, Howard.
All right. Is he in full makeup?
Retarded as ever.
By the way, there's the second clip in a row that maybe hasn't aged as well as it could have.
Retarded as ever.
Yeah. I could have not done Gary Dell'Abate dirty and started the clip after that, but I'm like, oh, he calls him a retard. So
was he calling Sal or Ace a retard?
No, Sal. 100% Sal.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
As you'll see, yeah.
Let's take a look. This is Sal, one of your biggest fans. He's dressed up as you.
I saw him in the bathroom.
Look at him. Sal,
he's wrapped in tinfoil.
Why are you in tinfoil?
Ace really. Well, this is the Love Gun outfit that I put together.
Right.
At Dwayne Reed.
You're a super fan.
Yeah.
Right.
Ace, I got my butt kicked in by Puerto Ricans in the 4th grade by dressing like you in Brentwood. I grew up in Brentwood. And you know what? From that day forward, I still dress like you. I don't care. You were worth it. You changed my whole life. I think you're incredible.
Wow.
Ace is the real rebel of rock and roll. Gene is, in my opinion, just a bloodsucker looking for money. Paul is like the Ralph of the band. Leave it at that. Peter is a god-awful drummer, in my opinion. And Ace is the only guy. Ace was the only fiber of Kiss, man. He wrote Parasite. He wrote Cold Gin, which Gene whored out the lyrics. It should have been you singing it like you do when you do it solo. Right. And instead, they just, they take this guy, they prop him up on stage, they throw a couple of bucks down his throat, and then they throw him out, and they always badmouth him behind his back. It's bullcrap, man.
Ace.
You're the reason why Kiss happened. You are Kiss.
What do you think of what he says? You agree? You disagree?
He's entitled to his opinion,
You start smiling when he says these things.
You know what? It's really hard to take a compliment from a guy dressed in tinfoil.
When his tinfoil is falling off.
All
right. So, Don, what do you think about that tactic that you compliment a guy in a band by talking about how much everyone else in the band sucks?
Well, he should have just started with Gene as the Howard Stern of Kiss.
Now, see, that would have been smart.
And Paul is the Ralph.
Well, now that's what they would have gone over in the show meeting before the segment, and Sal would have had a script that would have had him say that.
Sal looks like he just came from a No Kings parade.
If we're going to take a look at Ace on the Stern Show, we should take a look at Ace on Opie and Anthony. And these clips were, believe it or not, posted this week by Opie. So I'm going to give credit for Opie, who actually understood what was going on in the news. And this was Jim Norton's birthday. I think it's his 40th birthday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy's special guest.
Turn around, That's Jimmy. The way it is with most things.
Well, hello.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Ace Frehley.
Wow. Oh, shit. Wow.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Fucking Ace Frehley.
You didn't know, Jimmy?
No.
Look at Jimmy.
I would have brought something in.
I just love the look on his face. You know,
Yeah. It's like it was like him when he had his first prostitute.
Yes, when he tasted his first penis.
Yeah, he might be a little harder with Ace coming in than he was with his first prostitute.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that proves he had no clue.
Oh, yeah,
He'd have brought something in for Ace to sign. Fuck yeah.
Oh, my God. Fucking Ace Frehley. Holy shit.
That's a special guest.
Oh, dude, I was like, oh, please don't let it be a stripper or something. This is. Oh, thanks, Ace.
He came armed with 8x10s, so good for Ace. But this was the Opie and Anthony show, so if you were going to let somebody have a fun, genuine moment, you want to then follow it up by trying to humiliate them.
Your childhood fantasy. Have you ever?
Oh boy,
You got to Ace. You got to hear this one. It's terrific.
I'm an odd guy, and when I was a kid, my first fantasies they were not sexual, but I would fantasize that when I was a boy. That Kiss would come to my apartment in their makeup and their costumes, and that they would beat me up and then throw me down the stairs, and then while I was crying, they would hug me and make me feel better. That was my. I can't even look at Ace.
First you want us to beat you up, then you want us to hug you?
I don't understand what that means. I may have seen violence as a boy. I don't know, but I would just. That's what I remember is that they would just really beat me and throw me down a flight of steps, and then while I cried.
So, Don, you're talking about seeing Kiss Destroyer for the first time. When you saw that and you listened to the record, did you think, this is great, but what would really be great is if these guys beat the shit out of me?
Yeah, and then hugged me afterwards, and then Gene could steal my wallet.
God, this is incredible. It's incredible to say it, let alone to say it to the guy that he wishes was throwing him down the stairs and then hugging him.
Yeah.
That video would be more entertaining than Kiss Meets the Phantom, though.
I mean, the plot's easier to follow.
Yeah.
We have one more moment from this that they want to show off some of Jimmy's musical prowess to Ace.
We don't have New York Groove.
Oh, yes, you do. For New York Groove, all you need is
In
this.
the New York Groove. We're back in the New York Groove. Oh my God. Welcome back.
I can't
to
either.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
I forgot about this.
Ace is just trying to process what he's hearing. And, of course, nobody would fade that.
That was me.
That
was.
So you complicated the drum beat because the drum beat's only this.
I always make fools out of myself in front of Kiss. I'm never dignified. Fucking Gene blew me off for a photo. I almost broke down and cried.
It's not in this clip, but I've heard Jim tell the story a few times that Gene was in studio and he asked if he could have a banana, and Jimmy was planning to eat it. So he said, well, I'll share it with you. So Gene was like, no, that's all right. So, that's definitely true that he always embarrasses himself. And Feetman says, holy balls, I finally caught a live episode. And I'm realizing, Easy, that we dove right into the content. And we didn't make a point to basically pass around the hat and make people, sing for their supper. So explain how super chats work on this show.
Yes, to Jimmy and the multitude of 52 other people that are enjoying this show live as we speak. If you want Christian to sign off with something ridiculous about what he wants to do when it comes to tossing a salad to the members of KISS or something like that, you can put a dollar amount next to it and he will sign off the show with that. Or you can just throw money at us if you feel like it. If you say something funny, your poor chats will go up. That's about it.
It was really specific, the idea that I would want members of KISS to toss my salad, but that's fine. Look, obviously, I was very close with Ace Frehley, as evidenced by this picture, where it's literally 4 seconds. I'm in a line of people at a press event, but he's humoring me, you know.
That's humoring you. He looks the exact opposite of when Norton met him.
Yeah, so I guess he probably would have kicked my ass and thrown me down the stairs, but there would have been no hug.
No.
You look like the guy who played Leave It to Beaver at like a Comic-Con 30 years after the show was on.
So Jerry Mathis, but
Yes.
like old, like
Right.
from Return of Leave It to Beaver.
God.
So Easy, I alluded to this before. You did an interview with Ace in 2014. Give us a little bit of an overview about that and how you felt about it afterwards.
Okay, so he had just released an album called Space Invader.
Correct.
And his single was his version of The Joker. And he did kind of like that spoken word singing style that he uses from time to time. And in particular, the main guy in our show hated the song. And before we interviewed him, we played the song, and then we said it was a huge pile of shit. And he doesn't know that.
Not while he's there. Yeah.
No, he doesn't know that. So then the next day comes, and we have him on, and he was wonderful. It was great. A couple of the moments during the interview, I felt bad, and I don't know. It was just a weird thing, but the guys on the show said, no, there's no reason to feel bad because we were talking about sobriety.
Yeah,
and it kind of got awkward. And then he kind of said, we shouldn't be talking about this. It's supposed to be Alcoholics Anonymous. Why don't we move on?
Why don't we let it be anonymous? But
right. I felt bad about that.
To me, that's actually the best part of the interview because you're connecting with him on a human level instead of trying to make fun of him quickly while he's not paying attention.
I know that, but he really wanted to talk about his music. And we wanted, and it probably would have been nice to, I mean, we weren't letting him know that we didn't like the song, but he wanted to promote the music. So I felt kind of bummed about that. And then the one guy said, yeah, we hang up on him. And finally he goes, this song is a piece of shit. I was like, God, no.
we might get to that part, but I actually legitimately, this is like the most real I've ever heard Ace. Because I don't get to hang out with him at dinners that he forgets about.
I've been sober since 1996 too,
God
and so
bless you.
thank you, man, and you too.
By the way, why do you sound so different? What happened to you in these last?
I'm
10 years?
old. God damn it! What do you mean? What happened to me?
All right, I guess that's the answer.
Do you still go to meetings?
Yes, I do.
What do you think about the meeting setting? I mean, it's quite a beautiful thing when you're sitting there with people being amazingly honest. When you're in that setting, do people realize who they're talking to?
Depends where I go. I try to go to places that I'm not recognized. I try to go to places where there's not a lot of young kids, an older crowd.
Right.
And even if it's an older crowd, usually they respect my privacy. Younger kids are prone to come up to me and ask me for my autograph, and I have to just say to them, that's not part of my program.
Yeah.
And walk away. But it's it can be tough sometimes. In my home group, there's absolutely no problem at that point.
So I don't know why you would feel bad about that. I'm just like, oh, that's actually really interesting.
That's compelling to me.
This guy who's proud of his sobriety. You're actually, letting him talk about it. Yeah.
I think probably because, I still go to meetings, but you're not supposed to talk about this ever. I mean, in any way. And that's like the number one rule. That's why he says later on, he goes, it's called anonymous. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I was so interested in that angle that I lost sight of that, and he kind of corrected me about it.
Well, that's all right. I think that he is having fun with you guys, and I guess it's worth pointing out that this was when you were a part of Free Beer and Hot Wings.
Yes, sir.
And those are the most annoying voices you hear on these clips. Your younger voice is a little tough for me to stomach, but at least you sound like a human. But they're the it's Frehley. They do like the big boy morning DJ voice. So they point out that he's got a funny sounding voice. And I think that this is Free Beer, but it might be the other asshole is going to basically make a request of a future Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Ace, when you're about to sing that song on stage, I want you to say in the New York accent that I can hear. All right, this song is a creamy song that you all are going to want to throw your panties up on at me. It's called Milky Way.
Okay, this next song is a creamy song that's all gonna want to throw your panties on the stage for. It's called Past the Milky Way.
So
it was me, Dick.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I was making the point that all you assholes sound
You
the same.
asshole.
Thank you for playing right into that.
Cock.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, you got that New York accent. And he's like, all right, I'm trying to sell my record. Sure, why not? And
Yeah,
I don't
that
know,
was
Don,
kind of
none of this surprises you about Ace. He's like, he's on the phone. He's probably, doing one of those press tours where he calls a bunch of places. He's like, all right, whatever these guys want, just say the name of the record, right?
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you the one time Ace couldn't come up with a joke.
Oh.
I happened to be present for. In fact, it was me and Florentine and Jim Norton, and we're backstage. This was at Eddie's 30th radio anniversary in New York at the Hard Rock, and Ace comes up to the three of us and like, you guys are comedians. I need a joke for the stage tonight. And the three of us just stared at each other like he wanted to like compare penis size. And I'm like, nah, we're not going to do that. Like we had three guys with 75 years of comedy experience could not think of one joke to give him.
You weren't feeling it.
Well, it was just he put us on the spot, and
Yep.
comics don't really know street jokes. You know what I mean? Like most comics don't know, typical jokes that people. So, you always have that one friend who could rattle off 100 street jokes.
Yeah, his name's Jackie Martling. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're the three of us are no Jackie Martling,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Come on, guys, it's supposed to be. What kind of comedians are you?" So the only joke I could pull out of my ass that was sort of like would work for the stage is I said, "All right. Go out and tell him this one. What's the difference between Courtney Love and a hockey player? A hockey player takes a shower after 3 periods." That one, Ace.
That's a great joke.
That one, Ace laughed at, and Norton wrote in his book later on, like how he wanted to brain me over the head with the butt of Ace's guitar for making Ace laugh, and he didn't.
Oh.
And then Ace went on stage and he told the joke all wrong, completely wrong. But of course, he got it. Like he just went out and said, "What's the difference between Courtney Love and a hockey player? They don't shower. All right."
They just want to hear that. They just want to hear that voice.
He scored goals.
So the one pun asking, was that actually Ron the Waiter? That is Opie's current co-host a few days a week on his live stream. I never really thought about how Ace sounded like Ron the Waiter. I do need to point out, Easy, that you guys were really dicks to him. So he's talking about how he has Twitter, but he doesn't really use it. He has his people do it. And this just, I don't know. Let's just let this joke stand on its own.
It says here on your Twitter, it says at Ace Frehley, I hate Italians. So I don't know. You might want to talk to him.
Weird.
Yeah.
What did it say?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
The ever gullible Ace Frehley joining us.
Come again?
We're just teasing. It doesn't say that.
So
He didn't get it. He didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I've heard that clip 4 times. What was going on?
So he kept suggesting that he doesn't touch his Twitter. He doesn't manipulate it. He doesn't do anything. So then Greg said that joke. And then he's going to, maybe think that someone is fucking with his Twitter. His handler, he did the joke bomb. It was a disaster.
So this reminds me that everybody in radio whose name is Greg is apparently a terrible host, but that's neither here nor there. Don, you don't have to have an opinion on that.
He did not. He didn't know what was going on. The only reason why I knew what was going on is because I was in the room with Greg when he said it.
Oh, I see. So he was explaining that we're gonna be mean to this guy who doesn't hear well. He was electrocuted on stage in 1977. But anyway, so
if you said, why does your Twitter say I hate Gene Simmons?
Oh, that might have worked.
Maybe a little more of a connection, but probably not.
When he was hurt? What brought on the electrocution? Was it just a cross wire or something?
Yeah, I think it just maybe there. I forget the specifics of the story, but it was just the everything wasn't hooked up right. Maybe there was some water on stage. I don't know. Do you know exactly how he got shocked, Don? It gave us a great song called "Shock Me," but I actually forget the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, no, it was just a technical thing. I don't think there's any exciting story behind the story. It's not like, he was snorting cocaine off a plugged-in toaster and it fell in the water. I don't know.
No, it makes me wonder, was it just a little jolt or was he just going,
he was fully electrocuted.
And I've heard him say that like he couldn't feel his hands the rest of the show, but he kept at it because he's a professional. And Ace,
and also
it was always
cocaine.
Well, yeah, there's that too. That certainly helps. Ace was there to talk about his music, and he does come around to asking about that.
Hey, did you hear my cover of the Joker?
We sure did. Yes.
Okay. Did you see me on TV?
Yeah, on the Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was great, Ace.
I had so much fun. The guys in the Roots are so sweet.
So this is no, you're remembering now. This guy's nice enough to record an interview with you. And what they do, Don, is that they add sound effects to make him sound stupid. So they're saying that he was great. I remember when he was on the Tonight Show, he sat in with the Roots.
Yeah, what a great in memoriam section this is right now.
Yeah.
Oh, who sent me these clips? I wonder.
Touching tribute. I can't believe the super chats aren't rolling in.
Yeah, well, this is exactly. This is why we get to spend time with it.
Shit.
Yeah, but so there's another one of those. It's good because we'll get to we have the fun clips, but EZ's a part of being really mean to someone who's no longer with us.
This is on the cusp of a memoriam and roasting Eric Zane.
Oh no!
Yes,
terrible.
Which we have done on the show before.
I am so uncomfortable.
I should have played the "Who Are These Eric Zanes" trailer, but again, pre-recorded interview. You guys dropped in a sound effect.
What's up?
A little louder.
I don't hear shit, Dick.
You didn't hear the clip?
No.
Nobody.
What is wrong with you?
No, I don't know. What can I say? I'm not that smart.
No,
Is that what you want me to say?
Chris writes, it wasn't they. That was all easy. Pop off sound effects guy. Yeah, that was part of my thing.
Wait, was that you doing all the sound effects, or I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
I truly was.
Was that really your job on that?
Yeah,
show?
there was you hit a soundboard. That was me.
He was the Fred Norris of humiliation.
Yes, I was in charge of that. So I don't know why that didn't play. Sorry.
By the way, how come their names were Free Beer and Hot Wings and you were Eric Zane?
Yeah. They had already established the show when I got hired. So
right.
I didn't get the stupid name, thank God.
Yeah, well, that's I was just wondering.
Now they're 60-year-old men calling themselves Free Beer and Hot Wings.
I believe they're also millionaires, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yep, here I am, kicking my ass in my attic.
You could have been side of ranch right now
Yes.
and had a full bank account.
Yeah. All right.
But you hitched your wagon to Christian Bladt.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was accidental. You can blame Carl for that.
I mean.
All right. So
can't blame drugs and alcohol for that.
So here's EZ. Quick on the trigger finger.
I've never taken a guitar lesson, and I've influenced generations of guitar players. Go figure. If I knew that, I would have practiced.
Right? Yeah. No.
So that drop is how's bragging camp going? So how do you feel listening back to this? Because
I still find it funny.
Yeah, I know. You just sent me the link. I figured you didn't actually listen to this. That's why
I just said, hey, if you want some, we talked to him, but I didn't remember what was actually on it. That was 11 years ago.
Yeah, no. And I that's why I led with, I really like the connection that you guys had.
You had a good moment. And then, oh, by the way, here's when you were an asshole to a deceased man who actually was very influential.
Yeah, but don't worry because you're not as big of an asshole as Greg. This is something that you referenced, and this is kind of like you have a soul after all this, which I think is what a lot of us would have happen in this situation. You think like, oh, were we maybe were we maybe too mean to this guy? This, really sweet, funny guy who came on. You all talk about how you enjoyed having him on the show. So let's hear what Greg has to say.
I felt bad because we were talking about recovering, and he said, "Oh, well, we should probably move on." And I don't know, man. It felt weird. I felt terrible when he did that. And then he goes, "Did you hear my new song?" Because we should have. He was directing the interview away from something that was sensitive, and it just seemed. I felt bad about it. That he.
I didn't.
Oh, good. Is that just me?
Yeah, I think so. It didn't strike me as being weird talking about it to him until we mentioned how somebody else ratted out
I know.
Robin Williams.
I know,
because you guys were talking about your own experiences and not the experiences of anyone else that you may have encountered at a meeting.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem for you to talk about your own.
Well, yeah,
experience
no.
if you're comfortable. And he seemed fine.
Okay, but then when he directed us towards talking about his new music, because I don't know if he was like waiting for us to do that and thinking maybe we wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
well, I just felt uncomfortable when he directly said, "What did you think of my cover of the Joker?" Well, as we said on the air the other day, it's a giant piece of shit.
This is a pre-recorded segment. That didn't have to go over the air. But again, those guys are millionaires. So what the fuck do I know?
Rest in peace, Ace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. The best thing to do would be to just move on at this point. But no, but I'm going to move on from you. But I think we need to celebrate why Ace was so great. And here he is with Don's buddy Eddie Trunk, who again didn't answer my text. And I don't know. Eddie comes off really gullible in this clip. Easy, we played this a couple years ago.
Personally, I don't know what their plans are. I know Gene is planning on buying a realty company, and he wants me to go in on it with him and sell swampland in New Jersey.
Are you serious?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
idiot.
Nothing would surprise me though. That doesn't sound out of the realm of possibility for Gene.
I know. It's crazy.
Okay.
Anyway, Ace goes on to reference.
I think that says way more about Gene Simmons than it does about Eddie Trunk.
Yeah,
because you can see that Simmons, with the Kiss S, Swampland Realty Company, with the two Kiss S's on there. And this is where we need Craig Gass to do the Gene impression. If you want to invest, go to kissonline.com.
And Ace does go on to explain that that's a reference to something very special that you can go back to our Halloween 2023 episode 12 of this show, where we talked about Kiss appearing on the Tomorrow Show, Halloween 1979. That episode gets referenced often. Don was there that night, and sometimes good, sometimes bad, but he was talking about this.
Ace loves it.
Ace loves anything.
Can I tell you something funny?
I get beat up
before you guys came on. They gave me a little sheet on each one of you to read, where you're from and how you grew up and blah, blah, blah. And the note said, now Ace seems to be the most laid back of the four, and he's the one who'll probably be the hardest to make talk.
Well, this is not Ace.
This isn't Ace.
This is George. This is George. I'm an imposter. Ace is back in his ass. That's true. We got our roadmap. Who's on first? What's on second? Listen, Tom, about that swampland in New Jersey you were wondering about.
You grew up in New York.
The reason why I have so much of that clip is just that silence that Gene's like, all right, we're having fun and joking. I've got a Gene joke. And then Tom's just like, y'all grew up in New York.
now let's go back to the Klondike joke and compare and contrast the reactions that those jokes got. I mean, I've gotten reactions like that to opening jokes. But Gene was just, you know how miserable they were during that interview because Ace and Peter are wasted and they're doing anything to steer the conversation. And I love throughout, even the director of the show knew, Like, all right, after a certain point, just keep those guys off camera because all the magic was happening to the right with Ace and Peter. And you can hear half the show is you can hear Gene in the background trying to throw out jokes. And Tom Snyder's just staring at Ace and Peter. He doesn't care about Gene at all. There's nothing better.
Yeah, no, it's a great walk down memory lane. And it has this moment that is the title of our episode.
Kind of like a spaceman, huh?
No, actually, I'm a plumber. On the side.
Listen, I got a little piece of pipe backstage I'd like to have you work on.
Tell me about it. Oh, you love it, but I
like that. You old sweet talker, you.
Wow. You know, what's
Piece of
interesting
pipe backstage. Go ahead, easy.
Most of America had never really seen or heard them talk. They'd only heard them sing or talk from the stage.
Yeah.
So can you imagine what people were thinking when they were seeing this? That had to be so bizarre for them. And I think Gene realized that when it comes to image, everything was being thrown sideways, good or bad, we don't know, based on this moment right here.
Yeah. Our final clip, and this is how I choose to remember the great Ace Frehley, not Eric Zane and his then coworkers being dicks. This is what I want to remember, which is just there's 5 people on the set here, and 3 of them are having so much fun, and the other 2 are Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley.
A hotel across the street from the halls we're playing. It really looks like Ringling Brothers because you see parents, you see 6 years old, you see 25-year-olds. It's really, it appeals to a lot.
And if we did a concert in Bombay, there would even be cows.
I bet you didn't know that, did you?
I don't believe it.
I'm laughing so hard.
If you cross the street.
Look at this guy. He's a good guy.
I'm getting bruised by you.
Wake up. I've been made. I'm getting killed.
I'll do it with you.
So rest in peace, Ace Frehley. And look, anytime I have an excuse to play clips from that legendary Tomorrow show, and those are the only clips I'll be playing today. So
it was that moment when Paul is like really getting into what the good things about this show, and there's kids and there's big people and adults and children, and it's this great time. And then Gene's going, Then for it to get knifed like that by whatever the joke he was, it doesn't even matter what the joke is.
It doesn't matter what the joke
because
is.
I kind of even missed what the joke was, but I knew something had happened, you know?
Yeah, right, exactly. I think that might be the cocaine hat talking that he referenced in another.
Well, if the band hadn't been sort of self-destructing on its own at that point, unfortunately, I think, Eric's 100% right. Like there was this whole new perception. I think that brought them way more fans, that people actually got to see them in a totally different context. I think that was really good publicity for them in the end, which probably made Gene and Paul even more miserable, knowing like, hey, that went over great with the American public and not their over-rehearsed shtick that they do every time. Not like, Paul's rehearsed stage banter and all that. That's all that had ever been out there. And this opened the door, and you're like, oh my God, Ace is hilarious. When you're 15 years old and you're watching this, you're not thinking, okay, these guys are drinking, brandy before they went on and they're hammered. You're just like, oh my God, Ace is hilarious, and that's how I always remember Ace.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how we choose to remember him. And you know what, Easy, you are the only one who connected with him on a human level about his real life. You might have been a dick with those other guys, but really the other 2 come off like the dicks. So
I was playing sound effects. Anybody could have hit those buttons. I think the machine was malfunctioning. That's what the problem was.
You're absolutely right.
Well, it wasn't like the time Steven Adler called into Eddie Trunk's radio show And Eddie goes, so, how you been, Steven? I know you went through a rough period. He goes, Eddie, I'm doing great. I go to AA meetings every week now. They have them right at the Rainbow in Los Angeles. You know who was there last week? Ozzy, Steve Perry from Journey. And he's like, Steven, stop.
You're not supposed to say that shit.
He goes, don't you understand what the AA stands for?
I'm gonna guess no. The little bit that I've heard of that.
Yeah. And you can't get mad at Steven because he's such a sweet guy. He didn't do it on purpose, but
no.
At least you didn't do that. At least you didn't sort of out him. I liked it. He seemed like very open about talking about it, and his sobriety probably bought us, a good 15 to 17 more years of Ace. So.
Yeah,
that's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And yes, as we were saying 45 minutes ago, it was very untimely because, he'd had the hard living, but I saw him many times over the last decade. He would go out on tour with Alice Cooper a lot. And I saw Alice Cooper on Sunday, and his entire pre-show, all the songs were Ace songs because they had gotten to be fairly close. And so we will certainly miss him. Eric, you'll be a little bit kind of indifferent. You're glad that Vinnie Vincent's still around, at least.
Shut up.
So, Easy, you were talking about the way Paul Stanley sounds. Do you want to take a look at another thing that you sent me, or should we not subject Don to that?
Well, I think that anything to make me uncomfortable and to make it's your show. You're the one that pulls the strings behind the scenes. So I
but again, you send me things like this, and it's a song parody. Do you want to tell when you did this? And was this for the radio?
Yeah, I forgot how it went. I think we were we had pulled the isolated lyrics of Detroit Rock City. Yeah. With just Paul or something like that. And I think I made the comment that we were really dogging on Kiss about their music. And I said I could write my own lyrics to this song and perform it, and it would be just as great. Typical radio station bullshit. Yeah. So we got the karaoke track and performed my Paul Stanley centric version of Detroit Rock City, embellishing on supposed rumors about Paul and his sexuality.
Yes, long-standing rumors. I do know he has offspring, so rumors that are probably unfounded. Now, are you singing, or is that someone else?
That is me singing, and one of the other guys is doing the backup singing.
Don, I feel like you're going to have to go once this starts. Look,
if I'm not here when we get back from the clip, you'll know why.
Look, it is Jocktober, and I feel like we do need to celebrate with some great moments in radio history.
It is a long time ago. God damn it! It's a long time ago.
The conundrum. I'm understanding.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the hottest men in the world. Yes!
Wait, I did run this track for you, Carl. It will not lead to a strike.
That's already better than Ace Frehley. Yeah, it's already cleaner.
Oh my God! What are you saying?
That's gonna be easy. Feeling that on a Saturday night. 9 o'clock. I'm looking for a man to buy. I hear my song and it gives me fits. It comes out strong and I'm singing with a real bad lip, real bad lip. Get up, all the boys walking down the street. Get down. When I see him gonna be my beat. You gotta lose your mind in Detroit, Rock City. Get up, all the boys walking down the street. Get down. When I see him gonna be my beat.
So the best thing about this, why this is a perfect example of everything that's wrong with radio, is that your song parody, Eric, is 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
Well, that's how long the goddamn song is. It's a karaoke track.
I understand, but it's something that I've heard Carl and producer Chris talk about, and even our buddy E-Rock has chimed in on song parodies during the month of Jocktober. And the one pun has a great question. Was he singing into a glory hole?
Well, that's a great question because that'll be answered later in the song if Christian chooses to play it.
Oh, look, I'll play all 346.
Get in me! I just can't wait. 10 o'clock, and I know I gotta get a blow. First I drink, then I smoke pole.
That I smoke pole. I want to make sure nobody misses the jokes. You're actually doing a tremendous job singing as Paul Stanley. I didn't know you had this skill set, Easy.
Of course. I dip my pants, and I'll stick it in a glory hole. A glory hole. Get up, all the boys walking down the street. Get down, when I see him gonna be my beat.
You got to keep this in there.
All right,
Do you?
This is the bridge, goddammit.
This is the next Jimi Hendrix. The wizardry of Ace Frehley.
There wasn't really much of a solo here, was there? It was just
No,
more rhythm.
there's a nice solo.
Yeah, I know.
Double lead, yeah.
I'm moving fast, doing 95 guys.
95 guys.
Proud of that joke, Easy?
I hit top speed, but I'm still pumping much too slow. I feel so good. I'm so alive. I'm so alive.
There's another minute and 35 seconds to the song.
Shut up. Oh, no.
Do it right. Gonna hit your mouth and not your thighs. Why? Get up. All the boys walking out of the street.
I like
I'm gonna be my
Oh, the wizard has been exposed.
Hey, Frehley!
Again.
Can't get enough.
And he thought I was the one that was going to lead.
Yeah.
Christian left his own go.
Shredding scales.
Masturbating. That's what he's doing.
It's a thread rap with Hey, Frehley! He can play all the songs from Atari. Quiet, guys. I have to think.
All right, I'm gonna pull the ripcord on.
No,
that
you
guy
forgot the best
okay.
line is coming. You have
All right,
to keep
look.
it.
All right.
Better than Paul.
Yeah, I know.
On the drum, this Peter Cribb. 12 o'clock. I need some. Detroit, Rock City.
Okay, this is the last verse. You gotta come this far.
12 o'clock. I need some snacks.
Had to change that.
I'm at the farm, and the rooster starts to crow. I'm at a fall for hot game 6.
This is really subtle. Had you been fired from Free Beer and Hot Wings before this?
No. This was coming. All right, that's it. That's all I'm proud of. The
I'm
joke.
sorry. Wait, there were multiple parts you were proud of?
Well, then the last. You forgot. You keep ruining it. You're the next line, but now it doesn't make sense.
Oh, no.
Fuck you.
I'm getting rammed by a black guy. His name's Tag.
Look, you insisted I play the next line.
I know, but it's just stupid.
Yeah. Get up. All the boys walking down the street. Get down. When the theme gonna be my meat. Bam, bam. Get up. All the boys walking down the street. Get down. When the theme gonna be my meat. Thank you.
I never planned to play that whole song. I just want Don to know. I want Carl to know. I want everybody in the audience to know. I was going to only grab like a minute. I'm like, I'll just be lazy and pull the whole clip.
Look, I was only committed to the last verse because you played 7/8 of the song, ass.
Hey, Don, do you hate Detroit Rock City now, thanks to that version by EZ? Are you going to be able to listen to it again?
Well, that was still better than the last time I saw Motley Crue, so I can't really.
Oh, I have a friend who's a potato who would certainly agree with you on that. Did he say Dr. Steve is going to beat my meat? I don't think you knew Dr. Steve.
No, but you could say that now.
By the way, Lester Diamond needs cash. Tuesday afternoon, 63 tuning in, Pimp and Kiss, middle-aged dude wearing a Kiss shirt. There's two guys wearing Kiss shirts. All right, motherfucker. All right. So, and his says I'm a plumber. I forgot I need to go out and get that one. And yeah, we do want to thank Chris Holland Guitar, who's become a member, and Chris Elko and S. Scott. So anybody who becomes a member, they get to see the bonus episodes twice a month, and Carl recording on Saturday. Don, you really hung in through a lot, but R.I.P. Ace Frehley. That's really the motto of this, right?
Yes, I'm going to therapy right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Worst Ace Frehley tribute, best roast of Eric Zane.
Yeah, they get to both do the same thing. I don't know. Those clips with Norton were pretty funny. Anyway, so No Sleep Till McSorley's is the specials available on your YouTube channel. The album is available, and let everybody know where they can find you on social media and any gigs that are just a few tickets away from selling out. That's usually the way I hear comedians. We've got a few tickets left. I hear people say that all the time. So where are some gigs you have a few tickets left on?
Yeah, low ticket alert. Every gig I have left. And you can find those gigs at Don Jamieson Official, Facebook and Instagram, or Real Don Jamieson on Let's Put the X into Sex.
Right, exactly. Well, Don, thank you for continuing our tradition, even though it was for a sad reason this year. But I'll see you at Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until then.
Yeah. And hey, Eric, do you want to say goodbye to Don as Paul Stanley?
We got something special for you tonight. We're gonna turn the microphone over to Don Jamieson. Shock me.
All right. And on that note,
stuck me?
Again, sounds better than Vince Neil in 2025.
If you put a bleep on the SHOC of that, it sounds just like he's going, fuck me. And that would work, I don't know. Maybe.
On that note, thanks again, Don. We appreciate you.
The ideas for a new song parody are swirling in his head.
God, the radio and me just won't let go. It won't let go.
Don't worry. There's a couple of 4-minute Kiss songs that you can do parodies on. We'll get to that. All right. Thanks again, Don. We'll see you soon.
You got it.
Now, remember, I gave you the option to listen to the song after Don was here, but you're like, no, let's have peak humiliation.
Anytime you could beat me up, that would be awesome. Today on the radio, I played I Was Made for Loving You, by the way. And on after the announcement of his death on Q100, I played Ace playing Cold Gin. I forget who was playing guitar on that with him. Might have been John 5.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
He did a version of that, his own song, and also played that Space Cowboy. And he has a song, the title track from Space Invader is an instrumental. I played that.
Man, you did a whole block of Ace Frehley?
Throughout the morning. I played songs throughout the 4-hour show, and then I played Shock Me from Kiss Alive 2.
So that's what everybody's missing if they're not checking out the Insane Asylum, right?
Yeah, it's all about the music on that show. I don't do any wacky DJ bullshit.
So wait, no song parodies?
No, nothing like that.
No drops?
Totally different audience. Totally different audience.
Oh. What about Bears?
Ooh, don't even tell me we're going to the Bears now.
No, we spent too much time playing clips of you from Free Beer and Hot Wings. But we do have some, believe it or not, fun politics.
Who are these politics?
So we are here today to remember the passing of Ace Frehley, but we also have to take a moment to pour one out for New York City Mayor Eric Adams. He's not dead, but his career's over, and he realized he was not going to be able to run again. So he gave a very heartfelt message that he pre-recorded. And I have to mention that it's pre-recorded because as you watch it, you might have some questions. I can't play the beginning of it because he's playing Sinatra's My Way as he sets on the stairs a gigantic photograph of his mother.
Nearly 4 years ago, Gracie Mansion became my home. Who would have thought that a kid from South Jamaica, Queens, growing up with learning disabilities could one day become the mayor of the greatest city in the world?
You surprised to hear that he had learning disabilities, Easy?
Yeah, it looks. I think they're still manifesting regularly, and that just looks like him with a wig on in the chair.
Yes.
I cannot thank my mother enough for instilling in me the
what?
values she lived by.
I believe he said his
muddy.
His
I
mother.
hope every parent
Oh, you know what? There is a jump cut there. I forgot. That's not me. I didn't do that.
Thank my mother.
she lived by. I hope every parent can use my life as an example for their child during challenging moments. Only in America can a story like this be told.
JFK Head Chunk says he's the butler now, so he gets to stay. We're in the dangerous territory where we'll have no super chats, so I won't have anything to read at the end of the show. So if we get no super chats, I'm just gonna have to tell everyone to go fuck themselves.
Okay,
So,
all right.
yeah.
You know, I wish I could wave my magic super chat wand and make that happen, but you're right.
Maybe the Kiss Army didn't appreciate our coverage like I thought they would, but Eric Adams continues.
It is not always easy to see the impact of good policy in just 3 years. I also know some remain unsure of me after the unfortunate events surrounding my federal case. I was wrongfully charged because I fought for this city.
He took a lot of money that he shouldn't have, allegedly. It's
They
definitely
should-
allegedly, but yeah.
You remember that in the 1980s when Rowdy Roddy Piper bashed the gold record over Lou Albano's head? That was Cyndi Lauper's in the ring. That's what I want someone to do with that picture of his mother, right over his milk dud head.
Well, this is a very Sorry. This is a very different Eric Adams than the one we featured on the show before. About a year ago, he was very fiery against calls he should resign.
This is a biblical moment. You know, when Jesus was on the cross, he said, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Yep.
All these Negroes who are asking me to step down, God, forgive them.
Well, they don't like that. Is that what?
Yeah, I don't think they appreciate it.
Yeah, I heard some particular screams by like, I don't know. I just pictured several women waving their mad finger at him when he was.
Yeah, that's a couple of the cartoon animals from the Disney classic Song of the South. They're actually yelling in the back of that room. Look how proud he is of himself, though.
Are you stupid?
Wow, I like that. I like him now.
Yeah, I know. But there's two ways that I'm going to choose to remember him. The first is this.
Terrifying, some of the things he's saying, outside of perhaps not being in his authority.
Yes, can you hear me now? Hello? I can hear you. I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
That's like Christian playing a clip earlier.
A little bit earlier. Yeah, it was all right.
Yes, and you're correct. When you think about his comments about our law enforcement officers who they put their lives on the line.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he says at that point. But they can you hear me now? But the best Eric Adams video, and I know that we're covering ground of things that we've shown before, but there was nothing better than Eric Adams' presentation on teaching parents throughout the 5 boroughs how to spy on your children.
I always recommend to start out in a periodic fashion so you'll be used to going through the room to look at the various items in the room. You can look in the jewelry box. A jewelry box of this nature, maybe a simple jewelry box, but if you look through it closely, you don't know what your child may be hiding. For instance, a gun could be hidden. A small caliber weapon could be hidden inside.
Yes, it could be hidden.
It could indeed be hidden, yeah.
Inside a jewelry box. Look at the various colognes and perfumes and photos and pictures. You should always
he corrects himself and he says pitches both times.
Pitches.
Yeah,
He says it twice the same exact way.
When your child brings in his popular knapsack with many different locations, look through it to see what exactly is your child carrying in addition to a book. Something simple as a crack pipe, a used crack pipe. Could he have
a used crack pipe? Because you don't want to get the fresh ones easy.
Found it on the street? That's quite possible. But this is a a discussion piece where you should start speaking with him
Is there
to
a
find out what is he
tuning
doing.
up in the background? What is
So,
happening there?
This video, and when we first played it, was set to some music that was so loud I had to strip it out, but I couldn't even get it all out. But the music is so loud.
I got you.
It was more that it was distracting than I was worried about it being
sorry.
copyrighted.
I didn't mean to distract.
No, it's
you
fine.
us from it. Okay.
I know. Believe me, I wish I could have gotten rid of it more.
With it and the whole use of drugs. This invokes conversations. Look at picture frames and behind them, cameras. Try to determine what's taking place. Behind a picture frame, you can find bullets. What does that mean to find bullets? Does it mean
what
your
does that
child
mean?
is carrying a gun? No.
Does it?
Where there's smoke, there's possible fire. Where
Okay.
there's a bullet,
Which one?
there's possibly a gun. You should engage in the conversation and find out what are they doing with the item, and this empowers the parents. Look at all the items inside the room and feel around and see
We're
what's
looking
the
everywhere,
possibility.
EZ.
Something simple as a baby doll.
I like how this isn't actually a child's room. It's his office that
his
he's looking
office.
through these
Yeah,
things.
they put a couple of items, so he's like, "Oh, look, here's a baby doll."
Could be just a baby doll, but also it could be a place where you can secrete or hide drugs.
Secrete drugs? You could secrete drugs
You
from
can
there?
secrete or hide drugs.
It's not a dispenser, you
No,
asshole.
it's a Pez dispenser for drugs.
Hands over the pillows.
Are you
It
secreting
seems-
drugs? I don't know. Maybe the next day after I was sweating them out.
He's feeling around on the pillows. And the great Adam Hughes. Thanks for the 2. Oh, great. Black guy, which right now that's my sign off.
You feel anything that's unusual, like a pillow like this with a button?
What's
is a
under that
perfect
button, EZ?
Invitation to hide something.
I don't know.
He's
I've
making
felt
it up as
something
he
bumpy.
goes.
I will reach in,
Felt
see what
something
it
bumpy
is.
though.
This
Holy
one could
shit!
Be hidden inside.
It's the same gun from earlier, by the way.
Yeah, it's this. He didn't have to hide all these things.
Yeah.
He just said, "All right, well, I got a great place where we can start," and that's just normally how his room is laid out.
Well, New Yorkers don't have to worry. They're not going to have Eric Adams anymore, but they're going to have one of these 3 great geniuses who were speaking about parades.
It's parades, and the mayor is often front and center. You have all said that you want to be mayor for all New Yorkers. So will you march in all the parades that mayors have traditionally marched in, or are there any that you would boycott? Mr. Sliwa?
I think a mayor has a responsibility, whenever possible, to march in parades.
By the way, of the 3 of these guys, this is the best one. This is Curtis Sliwa.
Right.
He's the guy who started the Guardian Angels.
Mhm.
He might not be the best spoken, but he's like, I feel like I could trust this guy.
To celebrate whatever that parade is performing at. I've been a Grand Marshal of the Pulaski Day Parade. I was proud to
Are
celebrate
there
my
any that you
Polish
would
heritage.
boycott, though? I just need to move this along.
Excuse me?
Would you boycott any of the city's parades?
No, I would not boycott any parades.
Mr.
It's the mayor's
Cuomo, would you
responsibility
boycott?
to be available to all racial,
No, I
ethnic, and
wouldn't.
religious groups.
No, I wouldn't unless they discriminated.
Okay. Mr.
Who's that?
Mamdani.
That Cuomo?
That's Cuomo. Yeah. Who, had to
And
resign.
this
as
is the
governor.
socialist guy.
Yeah, this is the guy that there's people on my timeline very excited about this guy.
There are many parades that I would not be attending because I'd be focusing on the work of leading this city.
Which parade
A
would you
number
not
of
be
them.
going to?
I've already missed.
I love this thing.
Not be attending because I'd be focusing on the work of leading this city.
Which parades
A
would you
number
not
of
be
them.
going to?
I've already missed a number of those parades because I've been
Well,
trying
could you
to
tell us?
speak
Share
to as
with
many
our
New Yorkers.
audience.
I'll just cut to the chase. The ones for Jews. Those are the parades. He's not going to do any of the Jewish parades. All right. That's what he's trying to say without saying it. Curtis is very interested.
It's possible.
Okay.
I don't have the list of all the parades I've missed.
Wow, that's a
All right.
lot.
Are there-
The mayor
let me
should
ask
be
you
going to
this.
all parades.
Let me.
There's a lot of talk about parades. You
Yeah.
think that it's almost like that's the only thing that matters when you're mayor of New York City.
Yes, yes.
One of the biggest cities in the world.
Let me ask you this. Are there any parades that don't exist that you think should? Mr. Mamdani?
I haven't thought much about parades, to be honest with you.
What?
Mr. Cuomo?
It's your only job.
I have not thought. I don't even know what parade doesn't exist, frankly.
Could be for anything. Mr. Sliwa?
Every parade has the right to exist in New York City. I would ask
David?
you,
Thank you.
Mr.
Okay.
Mondano,
Oh,
would-
God.
So good luck to New York City.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Eric Adams doesn't look so bad.
No, that was all fucked up. And then she's trying to get him to say, name a parade you wouldn't want to be part of.
Yeah.
And so she's hoping that they'll make up a parade.
Yeah.
And then that will lead them into like a gotcha moment, but nobody really bought it.
If you're the moderator of that event, first thing is you hope they say gay pride. And if they, that they don't want to do, then if they say they won't do Columbus Day, that's great too, because, that's a controversial, concept. But these guys are like, no. We're okay with all the parades. Anyway, the Death March of Baton. Thank you to Wired Christian. The only thing that would have been better about that chat is if you put a buck to it. But all right.
Referring to Curtis Lewa, this guy repairs shoes.
Yes. And let's head over to sports.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what's a side-eye.
And we start off with this report live on the scene. Okay, recorded on the scene from our Major League Baseball Northern correspondent.
Hi, this is Cardiff Electric with your 2025 Major League Baseball postseason update. This is the official postseason update for who are these broadcasters? Whatever.
Exactly.
Toronto Blue Jays won Game 7 against the Seattle Mariners to punch their ticket to the 2025 World Series. Los Angeles Dodgers have been sitting idle for almost a week after sweeping the Milwaukee Brewers in 4 quick games. It's almost like the Milwaukee Brewers didn't even show up. I hope I don't eat these words in a few days when they do the same thing to someone else's team.
Maybe Cardiff's
won't.
team.
You know why?
Why won't they, Cardiff?
Toronto has a special weapon. Yeah, LA has a special weapon. They got all those Japanese guys.
Yeah.
But you know what Toronto has? You know what's sitting at the bottom of Lake Ontario right now, Shohei Ohtani? Godzilla. And he's coming for you. Watch your back. We've got Godzilla. And there's nothing you can do about it. We also have Mothra.
I love the smaller Cardiff.
We also have Vladdy. Springer, Varsho. We might have Bichette back. For the series. But we also have Godzilla. So suck a dick. A big Godzilla dick. In other news, Major League Baseball has announced the umpire crew for the 2025 World Series. Crew chief for the series will be blind Mike Geary. We're looking forward to some of his clear ball and strike calls. Can't get those robots in fast enough. Anyway, this is Cardiff Electric. Go Jays, go.
I love that he found, the oldest blind Mike photo where he doesn't actually look the way that people are used to seeing him. This like younger, clean shaven. He's so full of hope and energy.
Like he doesn't have that now. He's hopeless now. You're suggesting?
No, I mean, sorry. I was thinking of me and Easy. He's actually doing great. Yeah. He gets super chats on the show he does on this channel. Before the Mariners lost, they did have one particularly great moment, a grand moment. Eugenio Suarez, I think is probably not how you say his name. He hit a grand slam. And you know how we like to hear calls on this show. We like to hear the Spanish call.
¡Se fue de jonrón! ¡Gran slam!
Grande slam.
Yeah, that's the only part I really like is the Grande Slam, which I think if we played the Japanese call, it would also be said.
Right. They haven't come up with a corresponding bit of language for that. They just say our words in their accent.
And for the English language call of this pivotal Grand Slam that, sent the series back to Toronto, where they would go on to lose the next 2 games. But in this moment, it was really big. Here's their broadcaster, Rick Riz, with the radio call.
And again, the 2-2 on the way to Gino. Here she comes, swinging a fly ball deep to right field. Lucas going back to the 1-8 track. Get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It is grand salami time.
So what do you think about that? Get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It's grand salami time. You feel good about that, or
No.
is that purely in Jocktober? Can you get away with
It is.
like that?
Yeah, that's this is the guy. Do you remember when this guy got hit in the throat?
Oh, well, you don't even have to finish that thought, Eric, because of course I remember when this guy got hit in the throat.
Oh.
Swinging a foul. Pitch. Swinging a foul.
Did it get you?
Listen to him.
Man.
Did it get you?
Yeah.
Of course I got him.
Okay, I need to play the next 15 seconds completely uninterrupted while the other guy has to figure out what to do.
Hey, we're gonna take a quick break here. We'll come back. We'll come back right after this.
Rick's dead. Rick's dead.
Yeah, but he was fine because he was able to call like a great moment in the postseason.
Pitch. Swinging a foul.
The word foul was completely murdered by the ball. And then he goes,
and who knew that when we played that back during spring training on this very show, that they were going to get 8 outs from the World Series and then collapse because of a very poor pitching change, which we'll talk about. But this one's not funny. This is just like a great bit of baseball production. So this is after the game. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is speaking to Hazel May, who is the Blue Jays TV sideline reporter. And I was impressed by this.
Franchise history, the Blue Jays are going to play Game 7. Are you ready?
He looks, he smiles at the camera, takes it all in, do a little 360 on the camera.
Hey, you asked me if I'm ready. I born ready. And I want it all for this city.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We'll see you tomorrow, Vladdy. Guys.
now I remember his dad didn't speak English.
Like at all. Yeah.
So I guess they kept the culture at home.
Yeah, they did.
Because my man, by the way, he looks older than fucking Dave Winfield, this guy.
Yeah, he does. I commented on that clip to our buddy Cardiff, who we saw a minute ago. And I asked him, hey, when did Hazel May's face become a well-oiled catcher's mitt that spent multiple summers out in the sun, bound tightly with rubber bands? And he was very offended because she's, I guess, a national treasure up there. I'm just saying I remember her looking younger. That's all I'm getting at. She used to work for MLB Network. But Cardiff is very full of himself right now because the Jays are going to the World Series. So obviously that is fun. So the decisive Game 7 was last night. The Mariners were, in fact, leading into the 7th or 8th.
7th, yeah.
It was in the 7th. Yeah, because they were 8 outs away,
Yep,
the Mariners, of going
away.
to the World Series. And, there's some poor bullpen management by Dan Wilson is the manager. He didn't bring in the right reliever. So here's the Mariners coverage of what happened when George Springer came to the plate with 2 men on, and the Blue Jays were down 3-1 at this moment.
Here comes the pitch from Bizzardo. Swung on. That is hit high, deep left field, and it is gone.
I'm just going to back it up because I want you to hear what this guy isn't Rick Riz. This is the other guy. This is when he wants to kill himself.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I was rewinding it.
I thought you played it. when you say they brought in the wrong reliever, did
Yeah.
everybody know it but the manager, or was
Yeah,
is
I
that
think
in
so.
hindsight?
Their closer, their actual closer, hadn't pitched. I think the day before he was actually rested, so that's who you would have brought in here because it was such a pivotal moment.
Yeah, you know, all hands on deck to finish out a game.
Yeah.
But
Well, instead, they brought in a reliever who everyone in the Blue Jays lineup had seen in every single one of these games.
so they knew this guy in and out. They knew the pitch. He was just waiting to smash the shit out of that ball.
And George Springer's like hobbling around like Kirk Gibson in 1988. He's not in great shape, but he was able to do this. That's the pitcher who got taken out. He's like, oh, I could have done this. And the Mariners booth is just, man, what happened to the dry bread and salami? There's still nothing from the booth. This is going out over the radio in Seattle.
George Springer.
Crowd noise.
3-run home run. Blue Jays lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th.
His jacket, celebratory jacket.
Yeah, he's so disgusted. That voice that he's got there. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, it was like my mom when I told her I was dating a Jewish girl. But you know, I mean, look, these. Yeah, my mom's actually very nice to her. I just thought it would make you laugh. All right, but obviously there's two sides of this coin. So how did this sound on the Blue Jays radio?
Oh, boy.
First real scoring chance for the Blue Jays since the first inning. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Left field and deep. Arozarena turns. Gone! A Springer dinger!
Oh, no.
4-3 Blue.
I'm going to allow the Springer dinger, but boy, that's corny. But you hear there's another guy in this booth.
Yeah.
And he's, I don't know if he's crying or giggling. That voice right there.
Springer dinger! 4-3 Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th.
So they really spend a lot of time with this moment, and they try to compose themselves.
One knee, no problem. You have to have that guy in a big game, and he crushed a pitch out to left center.
You have got to be kidding me, Ben. That is the best moment in sports I have ever seen.
Really? I mean, it's not a walk off.
Miracle on Ice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jose Bautista flipping the bat is even a more iconic Blue Jays memory, although this does help them get to the World Series, but it's the bottom of the 7th. So
it's not a game winner. It's not a walk-off for
there was still time, if Julio Rodriguez had taken a pitch or two, but
And listen to this place go.
the Canadians are very happy. It's
that's a great reference. Joe Carter in 93, I think it was, against Bitch Williams.
Yes, 100%. Hamilton Burger. That's a great point. That is such a bigger, iconic, just Blue Jays moment. We're not even looking at other teams or really anything.
Fucking Jack Morris.
So after the game, possible MVP catcher for the Mariners, Cal Raleigh. Well, he proves that there is crying in baseball.
Oh no!
Clearly, this is a very emotional time for you and everyone else.
He's
not ugly.
He's not much of a looker. Yeah, his nickname's Big Dumper.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's just what's going through your mind right now.
Just thinking about what we could have done better.
You just score one more run. That could have been a start. There's a few things. Yeah. No, I know. I mean, look.
Rich. Good thing he's rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a lot of taxes. A lot of taxes in Washington State.
Catfish face.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I want to. Oh, now everybody's being funny, but they can't do it with any money.
Look at the jokes. Jesus, I don't get this one.
Yeah, I don't think I understand that one. But that's all right. We don't have to get all of them. So there is one final moment that has nothing to do with baseball, but this is an example of the age of live reporting from college campuses at college football games. I think that this woman's a pro, and I'm just going to let it rip.
You can definitely tell there is a new play caller in town. The offense is looking, the offense is looking a lot more versatile. They're getting their tight end in there with more reps. Still seem really characteristic with the running game. But definitely seeing.
Are you familiar with the 6'7"?
Yeah. I learned about it like 3 days ago.
Yeah. I know because I have elementary school kids, and the most 2025 thing about 6'7" is that it actually doesn't really mean anything.
No,
it just kind of means like,
just yell it. It's we used to yell "fuck him in the pussy." Now we yell 6'7" on TV.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2 away from being hysterical. If they were all yelling 69, you and I wouldn't be able to breathe. I would knock my green screen over again, but let's see how she continues.
A lot more passes from Malik Murphy to Trent Walker. And I think even though the game is tied, the offense has looked entirely different. And we'll see how it goes through the second half of this game.
So now she's like listening. This is like her close up from her end. This isn't the broadcast.
Yeah.
So she's listening to whatever they're saying in her ear. This guy's trying to give her a fist bump. She's just smiling and nodding. Because they might cut back to her at any time.
He's bored.
Is this weird? No, we're live. Stop!
What do you think about the guy who's like, stop? And I don't think that's somebody who works with her. It's just another kid.
Yeah, it is. It is just a kid. And
It's the
she's
kid who put
getting
his
it from
face in
all
front.
angles.
Yeah.
And she's still maintaining. That's something else.
Yeah, exactly.
22 years old, by the way. Look at that.
And one of them falls over.
Okay.
But she doesn't turn around and look. Anyway.
So in the days of, she doesn't have a cameraman holding the camera. That used to be the way they do it. She had to put it on the goddamn tripod, hit the button, and then turn around. Otherwise, the guy holding the camera would be kicking this dude. Newsrooms are completely flattened with budget, so they have to go out on their own.
Yeah, they can't send the thugs out on live
No.
remotes that they used to have.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So also it's not lost on me. She's very cute. So, that helped. If you remember, there was a clip that we played somewhere in the past where there was just a hot girl, and she was like standing alongside the road, just trying to record like 2 sentences. And every dude who drove by honked at her because she had a nice wreck. So, I guess it's not easy. It's hard out there for a pimp, I guess, as they say. Easy. That is our show. If people want to get more ideas from Eric Zane's head, like his parody of Detroit Rock City, where can they find you?
You can go to my spot on Twitch at Eric Zane Live, all one word. And I do the show Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. on Fridays. And you can also get a copy of my new book, The Way of Shadows. I just finished it up. This is a first ever copy edition, The Way of Shadows. You can pick it up at any bookstore or on Amazon.
Do you have a web store where you're willing to put an imprint of your taint in the book? So like a very unique kind of signature. You dip your taint and balls into, just some ink, and you'll sign it.
Not only will I do that, but I will also give you a video of me doing that. So that will be part on it.
Well, we appreciate that. And JFK Head Chunk, thank you for the $2. That was basically to make up for one of the ones we put on the screen. Dwyer Christian, where were you, Flat Cat? Yes, you missed Don Jamieson, but it's all right. You can go ahead and watch. You can just rewind and watch anytime while we talk about the great Ace Frehley. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Christian DMZ. I guess it is called X now, but the same thing. At Christian DMZ. I have my own personal podcast, The Blattcast, BLADTCAST. I did an episode discussing the HBO Max DC Universe show Peacemaker. Not only was Adam Hughesy the H-Man Hughes on that episode, and not only was he sober as opposed to when we talked about the Paul Thomas Anderson movie, we also had the great Dr. Steve on that episode. Dr. Steve's a little bit of a closet nerd as well. So you can check that out. And of course, the show that I make money from, 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal. The current episode features Chris Barnes from 6 Feet Under, the original singer for Cannibal Corpse. And if you go back just 1 week, you had me talking about Aerosmith, Rats in the Cellar.
Wow.
100 songs that
Look
define
at you. You got the nod.
Somebody might
nod.
Somebody might have canceled. But anyway, it still was fun to be a part of. That show's hosted by Brian Slagle, the CEO of Metal Blade Records. I want to thank Don Jamieson for being with us. His album and his special, both called No Sleep Till McSorley's, actually filmed inside McSorley's Ale House. So check that out when you get a chance. And that is all the time we have for now. And Hughesy had no idea what he was walking into when he gave us £2, because it is more than $2. So Hughesy is indeed the big winner.
Wait a minute. He just gave $2 more, JFK head chunk.
All right. I'm going to have to defer to the judges. Does that count as $4, or is it still only $2?
Well, I don't know who the judges are, but I say that because he's making fun of your wife, that absolutely you have to do JFK head chunk as the sign off.
Yeah, I really did rake easy over the coals in this episode. It was a lot of fun. So I guess I'll allow that. I'm going to read them both. That's what.
Okay, perfect.
So neither one of these will get me in any trouble. Easy. As always, this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. And oh, great, a black guy. And I'm Christian, and my wife like kosher rice. See you all next Tuesday.